Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, an award-winning poet is soon visiting SUNY Oswego.
And SUNY Oswego marks the start of the Fire Safety Month with a fiery display.
Plus, more details about the funeral service held today for a fallen Oswego deputy.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Emma Sechner.
And I'm Nasir Meikle.
The Oswego County Sheriff's Office today held the funeral services for fallen Deputy Kaylee Campbell. Campbell died in a car crash on September 25th while responding to a call. Campbell was a deputy in Oswego County for 17 months. The deputy drove into an intersection in Volney, where she was hit by another vehicle.
The funeral service was held at Fulton Alliance Church today at noon. The service was followed by a reception for family, friends, and law enforcement. Campbell's family and colleagues say she was fantastic and loved the job.
It was a fiery display at SUNY Oswego Hewitt Quad today.
As our Ayla Snyder reports, students were able to learn about fire safety from the live events and interactive tables.
Every day is a day for fire safety, but today, October 1st, is officially the start of Fire Safety Month. To help spread awareness of how fast fires can spread, SUNY Oswego's fire department invited students to watch them set fire to a replica of a dorm room. The demonstration was the beginning of various fire safety activities found on campus Tuesday. Students had the opportunity to use fire extinguishers, meet first responders, and overall learn more tips about life-saving fire safety. 2 mock rooms were set ablaze, showing the difference between closing a door and leaving it open when a fire starts. Back to you at the desk.
Next week, on October 8th, SUNY Oswego's Excel and Office of Career Services is organizing a career internship and graduate school fair. Whether you want to work for the FBI or the National Grid, you'll have the opportunity to meet with employers to explore job and internship opportunities. The event is scheduled to take place at the Marano Campus Center's Deborah F. Stanley Arena from 4 to 7 p.m.
It's the 1st of October, which marks the beginning of National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. To mark the month, SUNY Oswego's Campus Technology Service has launched a phishing awareness contest. CTS says students have a chance to win a $25 gift card. Students can forward any phishing emails to help@oswego.edu, complete a quiz, or finish a learning course to enter the contest starting today. CTS also is requiring all campus emails to have a 16-character password.
We had a nice, warm, and sunny day today after a spell of dark clouds.
Let's take a check with our Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Everett Drone, to see if this weather holds.
Unfortunately, the weather won't be holding sunny-wise. I mean, we're going to have some sunny skies after the morning tomorrow as the cold front makes its way through our area this morning. And look at these temperatures right now. Notice Fulton 67. The further south you go, though, in the southern hills near Cortland, Ithaca, they're already in the low 50s. And that's kind of what's in store for us tomorrow night and tomorrow morning, as that cold front again moves through our area. More on the timing of that cold front and more on my full forecast coming up after the break. But first, back to you guys at the desk.
Next Thursday, the Oswego County Trauma Informed Collaborative is hosting a free screening of the film Resilience. The event will also offer a complimentary breakfast and presentation by Roseanne Bain, the Assistant Superintendent of CITI BOCES. Participants will have the chance to ask Bain questions and register for training with OCTIC. Bain says the event is aimed to inform the community about the impacts of childhood trauma. The event will be held from 8:30 a.m. to noon at the Lake Ontario Event and Conference Center.
Paul S. Flores has been named an American Book Award winner for We Will Stand. We'll be discussing his work on October 14th in Penfield Library Speakers Corner at 3 p.m. The Living Writers Series and the Latino and Latin American Studies program are co-hosting Flores. This is part of Latino Places We Call Home, a national major public initiative directed by Library of America. The award was established in 1978, celebrating outstanding literary achievements from the entire spectrum of America's diverse literary community. Flores will perform poetry, discuss his work, and answer questions.
The Office of Career Services, the Office of Diversity, Inclusion, and SHOP are currently holding a care product donation drive that will continue until Friday, October 4th. People are encouraged to donate household items, hygiene products, and gender-affirming products. There will be numerous drop-off spots that will include the Penfield Library reception, room 145 in Marano Campus Center, the first floor in Colgan Hall, and C-Step. SHOP says these donations will help students in need for self-care products. Still ahead tonight, Hurricane Helene has caused devastation.
By Hurricane Helene. My home state of Louisiana is no stranger to hurricanes. We're experts at disaster recovery, but
plus, Iran has launched a massive attack on Israel following the death of Hezbollah leader. We'll have the details.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Welcome back to WTOP. I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Evan Bedron. Like I said before the break, we're going to have a cold front move through our area tonight. And as you look at our current satellite radar, there's that cold front right there, just starting to make its way slightly into western New York. That's not going to see any impacts until about maybe 1, 2 in the morning. As for us, we're not going to be seeing impacts until about maybe 6, 7 in the morning. But as for tonight, cloudy, 57 degrees, so not too bad of a night. South-southeast wind, a slight breeze, but overall a great night. And as I said, like around 6, 7 in the morning, that's when you first start seeing this cold front starts making its way through our area. And around 8, 8:30, that's when you can see the heaviest rainfall. And then by around maybe 10:30 in the morning, 11 o'clock, that's when the back edge of that cold front should be making its way out of here. And as you head into the early afternoon hours, you see like clouds start dissipating. We're starting seeing some more sunshine break through. And then after sunset, look at that. As soon as the cold front moved in, it moved out. And now we're back to sunny skies, clear skies for the night. And as you know, also in the higher elevations in the valleys, some fog starting to set up due to all that moisture left behind from that cold front. So what are we looking at precipitation-wise tomorrow? As for us here in Oswego, maybe a little under 1/4 of an inch, so we're not going to be doing any flood impacts, but we are going to be seeing quite a bit of rain, especially early in the morning. So let's take you through our day planner. 10 a.m., 59 degrees, those showers still stick around the area, but by noon, we're clearing out clouds, 60 degrees, and we're not going to warm up too much. Still staying in the low 60s as you make our way throughout the afternoon into your evening. So it's going to be a quite chilly day, so make sure you bring a jacket or a sweater as you head out the door. And as I said before the break too, we're seeing some cooler temperatures, especially tomorrow night. I mean, look at those lows, 48 degrees here in Oswego. As you go further south towards Syracuse, low 40s, maybe even the upper 30s in those higher elevations. And so let's go through your 7-day forecast. Wednesday, some showers mainly in the morning, temperatures about the mid-60s, warm up on Thursday, even warmer on Friday, more sunshine on Friday. So Friday's definitely the pick-me day of the week if you want to go outside. Saturday, cooler, 65 degrees, but still overall very nice. Ending out your weekend in the low 70s. And as you start your week on Monday, some showers still sticking around the area. Temperatures in the low 60s, and by Tuesday, we're clearing out again, some sun and clouds, and temperatures in the 60s. That's all for my forecast. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Evan. Hurricane Helene has caused widespread devastation throughout the southeastern part of the country. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, authorized a disaster relief fund for aid recovery. The FEMA Disaster Fund was replenished last year in 3-month government funding bill that President Biden signed into law last week. House lawmakers are not scheduled to return until after the November election. President Biden said yesterday that he may request that Congress returns from recess early in order to pass the relief bill.
Earlier today, Iran launched a ballistic missile attack on Israel, marking a significant escalation in the widening conflict in the Middle East.
Michael Yoshida has the latest from Washington, D.C.
Iran has unleashed a massive missile attack on Israel. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps says the attack focused on Israeli security and military targets and launched in response to Israel's killing of Hezbollah's leader and others in Lebanon recently. The attack, not a total surprise, but it does level up concerns of a widening regional conflict.
This is a significant escalation by Iran, a significant event.
An escalation the Biden administration is watching closely.
Based on what we know now, the attack appears to have been defeated and ineffective. Make no mistake, the United States is fully supportive of Israel.
This all comes after Israel's launch of a ground operation in southern Lebanon targeting Iran-backed Hezbollah. Israeli officials described the ground offensive in Lebanon as localized raids. Once the air attack by Iran was underway, Israeli military leaders said they were ready for it, and so were the people of Israel.
We dealt with such a threat before in the past, and we will deal with it now. I call on the public to continue acting responsibly as you did throughout the war.
Some Iranian missiles fired at Israel Tuesday night made direct impact in central and southern Israel, the Israeli military spokesperson said, adding that Iran's actions today will have consequences. In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Israeli officials have stated that they plan on retaliating against the recent strikes. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, quote, Iran made a big mistake tonight, and it will pay for it, leading the nations further into conflict. Special counsel Jack Smith has brought forward new evidence in a court filing today regarding former President Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election.
That protect national defense information are critical to the safety and security.
We fight, but is likely to be released to the public. That could happen before the November election. Trump says Smith is trying to make that happen so he can influence voters. In today's court filing, he's asking for more redactions in the nearly 200-page legal brief before it is made public.
A press conference took place in Texas earlier today regarding charges being brought against entertainment mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Texas-based attorney Tony Busby said he will be representing 120 individuals with allegations of sexual abuse. These instances range from the last 20 years, with 25 of the accusers being minors at the time. Busby says that more than 3,000 individuals have come forward with allegations, leaving more defendants to be announced.
Across the border, Mexico swore in their first ever female president earlier today. Claudia Sheinbaum delivered a speech during her inauguration, saying that as she steps into power, she's being accompanied by all the women who have struggled in professional fields. She also expressed a long list of promises of how she plans to fix the country. These ideas include limits on the prices of gasoline and food, expanding cash handout programs for women and children, and supporting business investments.
picket line. Nearly 50,000
When
members of the International
WTOP-10 nightly news continues, hear about a nationwide strike of port workers and the effects it could have on you.
And a few projections spells bad news for the winter's heating bills. All that and more after the short break.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
In consumer news, as the winter season nears and the need for heat will increase, so too will its costs. A leading policy group released their projections that show over a 10% average increase in nationwide home heating prices. The high percent increase forecasted by National Energy Assistant Directors Association is mainly due to the anticipated colder than usual temperatures in the Northeast and Midwest, as well as costlier maintenance of electrical grids.
The American job market continues to yield strong results as data released today shows a monthly job opening increase of about 300,000 jobs from July to August. The information released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that there were 8 million available jobs in August, which is more than the number of unemployed Americans by about 10%. The construction, transportation, utilities, and government sectors had the largest job opening increases in data.
A large number of port workers on America's East and Gulf Coast have started a strike today, and the implications could be significant. Laura Aguirre has more.
They are taking it all the way to the picket line. Nearly 50,000 members of the International Longshoremen's Association went on strike at the stroke of midnight Tuesday.
We're out here for one reason, fighting for our rights, fighting for our families.
Our members have done the homework. They know their worth, and essentially they demand fair wages and better benefits.
But after weeks of tense negotiations with the United States Maritime Alliance, acceptable numbers on that worth haven't been reached. The alliance, which represents the major shipping lines, terminal operators, and port authorities, has offered wage hikes and claims the union isn't negotiating in good faith. Many members feel sacrifices made during the pandemic are being overlooked.
We didn't stop working. When the world went home, they couldn't go nowhere, the longshoremen, we worked these docks night and day.
Docks that are now at a virtual standstill along the U.S. East and Gulf coasts. This could stop the flow of a wide array of consumer goods into the country.
You're probably going to pay more for it, and it's going to take longer for you to get it.
The union says it won't be intimidated by a timeline.
Our membership's prepared to wait it out as long as it takes to secure a fair contract.
But the ILA's president does have a prediction.
We'll bring this country down in 3 weeks. Now it's time I want a piece of that pie for my members.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
President Biden has insisted on not invoking the Taft-Hartley Act, which would effectively kill the strike, and instead is calling for two sides to reach a deal by themselves.
A new report from the American Cancer Society shows a dramatic decrease in overall deaths from the breast cancer. The data reveals a remarkable 44% decrease in breast cancer death rates over the past 35 years, as well as over 500,000 potential deaths that were avoided. However, the data also reveals that although more white women are diagnosed with breast cancer, more black women die from it, a problem that the ACS says is trying to fix.
Now, our sports reporter, James Fitzpatrick.
James, could you catch us up on Lakers sports?
Absolutely. The Lakers women's soccer team had a rough go on Saturday when they kicked off against SUNY Oneonta, who were winless through the first 6 games of the season. Oswego was shut out in this match, losing 2-0. Sophomore Emma Parenti was a standout for Oneonta, scoring in the opening minute for the Red Dragons. Oswego falls to 4-4 on the season, while Oneonta climbs to 1-5-1. The Lakers have a chance for redemption tomorrow night when they square off against SUNY Canton. After the break, stay tuned for Luke Bellinger, as he will touch on some Oswego sports stories, Von Miller suspension, and more.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen and briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
Maybe it's 10:30.
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Matthew, news.
look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome you back from the break. My name is Luke Belanger. The student athletes of the month for SUNY Oswego have arrived. Congratulations to Kyle Rose, the goalkeeper for the men's soccer team, and Catherine Salamita, a singles competitor for the women's tennis team. Kyle Rose has helped the soccer team to an outstanding 5-1-2 start on the season. He's third in the SUNYAC with 35 saves and third in the SUNYAC with only 7 goals getting past him. Catherine Salamita, on the other hand, is undefeated on the season for singles and doubles. For the women's tennis team, Catherine currently stands number 1 in the SUNYAC for number 2 singles, number 3 singles, and number 2 doubles. Catherine, a senior, looks to end her collegiate career with a 0 in the loss column. The women's volleyball team took a long 4-hour road trip down to Dallas, Pennsylvania for the Cougar Clash tournament this past weekend. After a very tough first day, losing both games 0-3 to Misericordia and Hunter, the women turned things right around on Saturday and did the exact opposite. The Lakers swept both of their respective opponents and finished the weekend 500. Oswego looks to roll that momentum into Friday night into the Friday night lights against a very good Red Dragon team in Cortland. Let's 180 to some pro sports news. Bills defensive end Von Miller was suspended today for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. The suspension appears to be allegations towards Miller for assaulting his girlfriend during a bye week in 2023. Although Miller is not his Super Bowl 50 self at the moment, he does play a role for the Bills as he's recorded 3 sacks for them this season. In response to Miller being gone for 4 weeks, the Bills have signed defensive end Zion Logue to fill in. Luis Arias has stolen yet another Triple Crown season. Shohei Ohtani, having a historic season, gets the batting title in Triple Crown taken away by one of the best average hitters we've seen in baseball history. Arias has done this twice in the past 3 years. He hit .314 on the season, which was 4 points higher than Ohtani's .310 average. Ohtani, recording the first ever 50-50 season, would have loved to take the Triple Crown from Arias, but ultimately went 1-4 on the season finale and couldn't get it done. But let's be honest, we aren't talking about Arias' bat this season. We're talking about 17 for LA. We head over to the Vikings versus Packers. The Cheeseheads are out. This one was bound to be good. First drive, the MVP candidate Sam Darnold wastes 0 time hitting Jordan Addison. It's his first touchdown of his sophomore season. Vikings would score again, and we pick up Jordan Love trying to make something work for the Packers offense, but he can't. It's Kamu Grugier-Hill on the interception. What a play by Grugier-Hill. It's all Vikings here in the first. Second quarter action. Addison will score on a 7-yard run, and Love is picked off, and we're back to Sammy D, and he finds who else in the end zone? It's Justin Jefferson. Jay Jettis continues his domination this season. Packers right before the half. Love will finally get something started and looks for Jaden Reed, and Reed makes a nice play in the ball, and the Packers finally get in the score column. Fast forward to early fourth. Packers score once in the third, and Love will check it down to Tucker Kraft, and Kraft makes the defenders look silly and gets in for 6. The Packers would go for 2, and it will be also Kraft. In the end, the Vikings march down, grab 3, which basically puts this game out of reach. The Packers will score but not recover the onside kick. The Vikings remain unbeaten on the season. Darnold throws 3 touchdowns. The Packers fall to 500, although Love scoring for 4 touchdowns in Minnesota and holding Minnesota to only 3 points in the second half. The Vikings are very, very real this season.
We will be back after the break.
La, 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 la. Free. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Free.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
To kick off the month of October, today our autumn lovers can celebrate National Pumpkin Spice Day.
The trendy flavor symbolizes the autumn spirit that we have now entered in both in name and taste.
You can find many pumpkin spice products at your local coffee shop throughout the season.
And those pumpkin spice diehard fans can make their blend by using cinnamon, ginger, cloves, allspice, and nutmeg.
Is there anything coming in weather?
Not really. We have that cold front, and other than that,
That's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for...
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everyone.